Okay, that was absolutely brilliant. So we started it off, and we were just talking about failure, which is one of the things we subscribe to. And amazingly, the microphone wasn't on. Great failure right out the gate. Second episode we're doing this, complete failure, which is a good example of how everything here has been working in terms of just not working right. So uh, you're seeing this, and hopefully we'll get this under control and everything. Um, yeah, well, yeah, give me a sec. Somebody's asking me a question. So, um, I am going to go ahead and we're just going to go on to the next section and bring everybody into the thing so I can just babble over there because we're already 19 minutes running late from where we want to be. So here we go. Yeah, really good.
The 5 tenets of the cult of brighter days. Real cults demand obedience. We just have 5 simple rules. Just pick one. Anyone. Tenet 1. Be kind. Being kind isn't hard. It costs nothing, requires no special skills, and somehow still confuses a shocking number of people. Treating people like human beings works pretty well. Kindness isn't a transaction, it's the bare minimum. Drop the toxicity, and maybe life won't be a mystery. Tenet 2. If you can't be kind, be nice.
Oh wow, I love your outfit. Those shoes are so unique.
Thank you. And your hair. It's definitely a choice.
Niciness isn't kindness, it's just choosing not to make things worse. Because sometimes, politeness is just social duct tape holding things together. Tenet 3. If you can't be nice, be funny, and never punch down. Because making people laugh beats making them uncomfortable. A good joke brings people together. Pay attention and read the room. Humor isn't a free pass. Optional Tenet 3. If you can't be nice, be Batman. We are pretty sure it will make people laugh as well. Tenet 4. If you can't be funny, keep quiet. Sometimes the best move is silence.
What if birds aren't real and only I know?
Just go to sleep instead. That's a good solution for a lot of things. So congrats, you can master this tenet by napping through life. Tenet 5. If you can't do any of that, then go the away. If you can't be kind, nice, funny, or keep your mouth shut, maybe just log off for a bit. Take a break, reflect, and come back when you're ready to be a decent person. Or don't. Either way, it's your self-awareness issue and not our problem. The 5 tenets of the cult of brighter days. 1. Be kind. 2. If you can't be kind, be nice. 3. If you can't be nice, be funny, but don't punch down. 4. If you can't be funny, then be quiet. And 5. If you can't keep quiet, go away. Visit us on the interwebs for even more questionable wisdom at thecultofbrighterdays.com. The Cult of Brighter Days. Because belonging is real, everything else is just noise.
All right. So, yeah. Now the screen is totally off when I'm looking at it. This is delightful,
Should I
guys.
try to go into? I don't even know how to get to
You
the
don't
YouTube
have to.
thing.
Yeah, well, that's okay. You don't have to be in the YouTube thing because we're now in the Zoom, and I thought we hired people to manage this stuff, but obviously,
That's because we're
uh,
not paid in this call.
well, well, not only did we fail as a cult, I'm looking at the YouTube thing, and I'm looking at, oh, that one was yeah, we spent 17 minutes of doing absolutely nothing. So
We're awesome.
that was really good and
Right up there
everything.
with failure is not optional, it's mandatory.
Yeah,
That's
we're
exactly
we're
it.
proving it
Well,
right
see, I
there.
can't even tell that we're live right. Oh, we are live right now. There we go. Yeah, and
Hi, everybody.
okay, so can somebody watch the chat since we don't have somebody else to watch the chat? Well, we've been live for a while, so they've caught all this stuff. Now I've got to.
Is one of our
all they're catching is us proving our motto. That's all.
Yeah, I don't
one
even
of
know if
our
the
other
person's. I don't even
colleagues
know if
on.
the person's still in the chat or if they wandered off and left. Oh yeah, okay. This is one of the guys that showed up and watched when we were playing games and just being stupid and playing games very, very badly. Say something, you guys. Let's see if there's just sound checked at all.
sound check.
Okay, good. It works.
Testing,
It works.
testing.
On
1,
a
2,
plus
3.
side, now that I have this sort of set up, then we can go ahead and what do you call that? We can go ahead and use it next week without
Alice is
having
gonna
to.
be so disappointed with you.
Alice is gonna be mad, man.
So disappointed.
Alice is
Or
already.
Or she'll be like, I called it.
Seriously, Alice is already ticked at me because when I said we don't know what we're talking about today, she immediately said, "Oh, this is good." And I said, "Well, tell us what to talk about today." And then she said, no. So no, she said talk
Alice,
about.
I
She
love
said
Alice.
she said talk about this and this because you guys are pretty lame or something. Remember, I'm adjusting the screen while we talk, so it actually looks like it is, so we can get everybody on the video.
I
So,
think one of my headphones is messed up.
well, that's good. At least one of your headphones is messed up.
Like on
or-
this, on the right side, like it keeps cutting out.
Oh, okay.
When you see me jiggling my head, it's because I'm trying to get it working.
Well, on a plus side, this is better video conversations than last time. Yeah,
Last time we got pretty deep.
the first 15 minutes of
early
last
on.
time was talking about traffic. So this 15 minutes was just me babbling into a void. I'm sure, we should keep it up so that people can pretend they heard what I said
Right.
and they can just fill in the words in my mouth so they can, maybe people want to remix it. Somebody wants to talk about brain rot and everything. So in the chat,
Can you hear my dogs barking, or should I
Yes.
put them inside? Okay, I'm gonna put them inside.
talk about traffic. We can talk about traffic because traffic is horrible in this town
Traffic is
nowadays.
bad where we live.
It is getting awful. Anyway, we're going to
Very
start
bad
off though
tempo.
because this is our interview section of the show that we're trying to do. And so we have a couple of our cult leaders here to talk to us, introduce themselves, and sort of talk about why they think the cult is either an absurdly funny thing to waste their time on, or a positive idea of social change, or a combination of the two, or everybody just likes making fun of me and watching me trip over my 2 left feet, and they want to see me do it up close. I'm not sure what it is.
Or
So
moral support.
moral support. I guess that's sort of it. I like the moral support and everything. I find that useful. So I guess we'll start off with Sarah was first and one of the driving people behind. I'm sorry, Dr. T. I'm gonna
okay.
go with Sarah first. And rope her in, make her feel like she's actually forced
Save
to
the
be
best
part
for
of this
last.
group.
It's fine.
Since I've voluntold both of you to do this because nobody else showed up because I don't, and the funny thing is Robert has another appointment on Saturdays that has a hard time with him attending and everything like that. But I think all of us were at the council meeting and heard Richard say he was going to be here.
That's what I
Yeah,
heard.
yeah, I heard him. I specifically heard him say
At
that.
least to watch the chat and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
Because one of us is supposed to watch the chat so we can answer questions and go off to our third. Because what's our third segment is just audience participation. So the first segment is me babbling, which I did a good job of. I thought it came out really, really well. And if the microphone was on, you guys could have found out how well it did. But I can save it for next week, I guess. And then we have the interview section where we're going to talk to you guys today, find out about you guys. And then we're going to open it up, stupid bag of sand. Who's in the chat? Because like I said, I know them from, he was one of the ones who watched us play games all the time. It's a great name, isn't it? Stupid bag of sand. And then he can ask us all the questions and we'll answer everything. But Sarah, go ahead and start off and talk a bit about yourself.
So I will say that you roped me into this cult just about 2 years ago, because my family and your family were sharing spring break together. And you were like, I have this brilliant idea about this cult. And I was like, sure, bud. But you roped me in anyway, which is I get to be a bishop and not a pope. But so early on, and even though we're a non-religious cult, I am our token religious person. I have a Master's of Divinity from San Francisco Theological Seminary. And I also have a Master's in Special Education in Applied Behavioral Analysis. So, really fun. So
That's a
behavioral
bunch
psychology.
of letters, right?
It's a bunch of letters, man.
Bunch of
and
bunch of letters
that
after.
don't pay a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I'm trying to pull in those cult dollars now. Big
Hey, the
bucks
only
here.
letters I've got are CBW, so
Yeah.
Chief Bottle Washer. That's about my
Well, and
education level.
The MDiv gets me letters in front of my name too. So
Oh,
it's call me the right Reverend.
oh, that's true. That's true.
I have letters in front and behind my name.
There you go. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail that. Continue on.
You derailed my train of thought. So, yeah. And for the cult, I'm the one that posts on Fridays the actual practical things like screening yoga and paint by numbers, which I'm currently doing on this table.
You're living the word. You're living your word. Is that what you're?
Living our practical coping mechanisms for laughing into the pain.
And drinking while painting.
And well, I'm not drinking because it's Lent.
Oh,
Which is
okay.
bad because it is chaos out there in this world.
Some
Sundays don't count in Lent.
G the kneecap. Oh, Cool Clown showed up. He's got his account banned a couple times. So those are the two guys that watch us play video games when we were really doing it bad. So
now they're stuck watching us not play video games.
Well, we're still going to play video games. I was going to talk about that, but I'm going to give Dr. T time to introduce, and then we'll babble on what I talked about for the first 15 minutes that we didn't record.
How do we change our names on the iPad? I wanted to put Dr. T.
Well, you should have put Dr. T. And if I would have had time,
your name for you.
I could do it on the computer. I don't know how to do it on an iPad.
Oh, that was good. I just screwed up the view for everybody out there in the real world.
Did I mess up something?
No, you didn't. I did. Okay, I'm renaming you right now.
Dr. T. Just Dr. T.
There we go.
Yeah. I don't want my last name on there.
Well, yeah. I don't want my last name on there. It's only been on there for the last so many minutes, but I don't want it on there now.
I know.
That's gonna. Yeah. What'd you say?
I don't want y'all knowing who I really am.
Yeah, it's not like I believe this stuff and want to put my name on it or anything, because then I'll look crazy. But yeah, I get it. So, Dr. T,
I'm glad you understand.
I just decided I've gotten to this attitude with my failure and all this other stuff that, like, at work, I just realized I just need to lean into it. So, like, that's why we do Minecraft 2 days a week at work during our lunch hour. Yes. And people from the university can join up and play Minecraft for 2 hours during their lunch hour, once on Tuesday, once on Thursday, because I'm that big of a geek and everybody on campus knows it. So, yay. I lean into it. So, Dr. T, since you're not leaning into, your real self involved in this, why are you bothering to be here?
Since I got my doctorate, that's how I sign off on everything. It's Dr. T, even at work. So I'm kind of leaning into it. I've got my toe in the water, and I'm dipping it in.
That's all that matters, really. I mean,
what do you want me to? You want me to say like what I've done, my life, I was born. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Dr. Tara. And I have my doctorate in organizational development and my master's in organizational behavior. But I do not do any of those things for my job, which is weird. I work at a university in the IT as the digital accessibility specialist. So I make sure all of our content that goes online is accessible, but I don't work. So I work at a university, but I don't help students in any way, shape, or form. My job is to ensure that the staff can access content, or that the staff knows how to put up content, because it's not just students that need resources online for classes. We have a whole other department for that, but we also need to make sure that our like public facing stuff is accessible. When we have people that are hired, they can fill out all the forms. So it's also like the flip side of it with all the staff. So I work at a university and I don't deal with students or faculty ever. So
Well, that's good, right?
yeah,
In
yeah.
a way.
I do help that. Well, if faculty really need help and they're not getting it, they will refer them to me because I am really good with, especially with documents, making documents accessible and stuff like that. And
Okay.
I have a list of faculty that come to me because they want 100% their Canvas for accessibility. So if they want something to be 100%, they'll come to me. But yeah,
Okay.
that is that.
Well, and why are you here?
Oh, why am I here?
Yeah, because we're trying to make the people who are
Yeah.
driving. See, it's not just me driving it, because if it was me just driving this car, I would have parked it along the side of the road and wandered up to
You
take
would have crashed
pictures
and
of
burned a
some.
long time ago.
Well, no. You guys still have me behind the steering wheel, but I'm just getting poked in the back a lot more, and I think my
All right.
wife hit me with the head with a shoe recently, so I'm keeping on track. But like I said, why are you here?
Why am I here? Well, I found myself holding up, I guess, or I found myself not really wanting to go out of the house as much. I'll go to work and come home, but that's about it. So I was self-secluding myself or becoming a hermit, and only playing Cyberpunk, where Keanu Reeves became my best friend very quickly. So I realized that was probably not healthy considering, you know, all the degrees I have in psychology. Um, so I wanted to join a group, and this is the one that I think meets what my expectations are, like my humor and the message, and just a way to not be so closed off from the world. I was quickly becoming like a, you know, somebody that, what is it? About my psychology, I can't even think of the name of the people that stay in their house. But whatever.
Recluse?
Yeah, I was becoming reclusive. And
Dorland? Yeah. Oh, Michael? Yeah.
and so I am very hyper aware of things like that. And I just I needed a group. I needed people, but people that get me. So I don't feel like there's anyone else out there in the world where I could join and they would get my humor at all. So I live in video games and movie references and TV show references, and I do a lot of crazy abstract art that I think it honestly it scares people away. So
And that's why we're making
yeah.
shorts out of it and coffee cups, because I'm trying to put
Yeah.
that stuff up there for people to purchase. Because
I did share one yesterday.
I
Did you
know.
see it?
I
It was
know.
wonderful.
Yeah. Is that a photo of it or a scan of it? Or
That's a photo. I just took it at work. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what to do with them.
Well,
They're like on little cards. You know what I mean? Like little.
I
It's so
told you,
little.
we're putting them on our shop
Okay.
and everything.
I'll just send you the originals.
Well, I don't necessarily want the original, but we can send that. We can send that. We can auction it off.
Okay.
That's what we could do. We could auction it off.
Yeah.
And
Big bucks out of it.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so that's why I'm here, because
So
I needed
that's-
people and I don't want to leave the house to find people. Especially where I live. I live in the reddest part of the bluest state. So I really don't, I think I've just chosen to stay inside for a while. So I needed a way to get people in my life. So here you are. Hi, people.
And
So
that's
I-
like, you know,
I-
in that modern psychology, we talk about the third place. Like, you know, we socially crave that third place. So we
Mhm.
have our home, we have work, those provide the first two places, and we still crave that third place. that place where we find that social interaction, a safe and nurturing environment that sustains us.
Yep.
Like a whole well-rounded mix.
Plus, your website would have never, like, you would have been sued 15 times over if it wasn't for me coming along.
No. We haven't really changed it that much. So, I mean, we're
Well,
still liable and everything. But the problem about it is like, the problem is that our staffing levels are so low that we don't have anybody to go through and clean up the site.
I know I
And
don't know how to make a website, but I can tell you what you're doing wrong. Like that's I have a
what?
shirt that says that.
You,
I'm not a
you,
control freak, but you're doing it wrong.
I told you that it would take me like half an hour to show you how to do those things, but that's okay. We found out
Whenever, dude, whenever.
Jessica's been doing a really good job on the videos of
Yeah.
Yes.
making sure that at least those images are tagged.
I need her to teach me how to do that. Like, for real. She's doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about that before.
Yeah, they're not watching the chat because Richard or Robert or Dr. Jess is supposed to be here watching the chat, and so I'm off saying that. So I saw that, and Stupid Bag of Sand did like your art, so you got a prop on your art there.
Oh, thank you.
If you like the art, like and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
Wait, those two guys are subscribed, but anybody else?
I can draw that
like
stuff
the
all
video?
day long. Like that's literally what's happening in my brain, like in here when I
Oh.
put it on paper. So if you ever know like why I'm struggling to find a word and stuff, I'm like navigating all that crazy stuff happening. So
Richard says he's there in the chat now, so I can start ignoring it. And so, well, I'm glad you're here.
yeah.
I'm glad you're here, T, because it's nice to know that we actually meet those standards you have. It'd be better if you had higher standards, obviously, but we're going to take whatever
the
we
highest,
have.
the highest standards. You guys have no idea. Like I'm very picky and choosy about who I share my life with, and so yeah, I think you guys are great.
So other than the fact that we talk a lot in well, I hate memes, but we talk a lot about popular culture and everything like that. I mean, like, do you see the value in the tenets, or you like buy into the tenets, or is it just like we'll start with Dr. T on that one, because it is a cult, but we're not really a cult because we use the word cult in our name. You think people would figure that out?
Yeah,
it's a cult. Calling themselves a cult is really not a cult, because I mean, like, Jim Jones didn't say, "Hey, we're the cult that drinks purple Kool-Aid," and everything like that.
They weren't the ones that drank the purple Kool-Aid. That was T and Doe. You know what? Okay, so
no, they followed. Huh?
Oh, I thought the Jones ones, they just like murdered all those people.
Jonestowns? No,
yeah.
they all drank the Kool-Aid.
No, that was the other one. That was Heaven's. That was the one where they go.
Heaven's Gate drank it too. But if I remember correctly,
Jonestown, a lot of them, they thought they drank Kool-Aid, but they really got injected with something.
Well, a bunch of them got injected, and a bunch of them got shot. Like that one senator, was it the senator that they got at the airport when he was trying to get away from him? Yeah. Well, thanks for taking this down a dark turn.
I'm sorry, I just watched. Well, that's the thing is because it interests me, like that it says we're a cult, right? So I watched that How to Be a Cult Leader on Netflix with the Peter Dinklage guy, the narrator, and because I wanted to just make sure, like, okay, like, are we really following down? Like, are we really following this path of being a cult? And the more I watched it, I was like, oh no, we are like none of them had cult in the name, like you said, So it's like, I really feel like, okay, we're doing okay. We're all right.
Well, and it's like they try to separate you from your family and your friends and isolate you. And honestly, we want you to bother your friends and families about us as much as possible because that's the only way we're going to grow to the level we want to be. So please go out there and pester people all you want, you know?
They're
So
very proud to fail at being a cult. So
yes, I am very proud that we fail at being a cult.
Yeah.
But I do think that the philosophy that the cult is built around is solid. And
Yeah.
it is a little bit different.
well, the tenants are, I mean, you know, everybody shouldn't have a problem with the tenants. They're very honest and
Yeah.
straightforward. And it's like, what? You don't just don't be a jerk.
Yeah,
Be
yeah.
kind if you
Just
can.
be cool, man. Yeah. I totally agree with them. Like, I don't know. I live like that anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I think for a lot of people it's pretty easy
yeah.
and everything. I mean, the biggest part is if you're trying to be funny, that's a little tough because a lot of people have a hard time figuring out what punching down is and what punching up is or
Mhm.
punching across,
So-
which the cat decided to make a point of.
Well, the cat was being a jerk to me because all I did was the virtual cat.
Right, but it punched
Punched
across
out.
at you.
And you know what?
Well,
Silly.
I'll tell the cat. You said, you know, we're building out those AI bots. We're building those AI bots out in Discord, so everybody will be able to sit and talk to them in Discord, all three of them. But it's taking a little bit of time to build them out to be as accurate as we've built them in the other systems because, man, they're scary. And
Yeah, you did a really good job programming.
Alice is bitchy.
Yeah.
I love
And-
Alice so much.
Yeah, I'm glad all
She
of you
reminds
guys
me
do.
of me so much. Like,
Alice
Yeah.
is nice to us. For the most
you
part.
let Alice know that I think she's awesome.
I will let Alice now knows about all you guys because I fed in all your information to
Yeah.
her. So now she actually knows. And we're going to hopefully be bringing the kid on board to do some TikToks for us. So we'll have some TikTok out there. We're not doing them because I don't.
I don't even own a TikTok. I don't know how to do a TikTok. I don't know anything
know.
about a TikTok.
That's okay. The cult has
Yeah.
a tick. I locked down every social media. Whenever I make up a group or anything like that, I lock down every social media because I don't want anybody to go out there and impersonate us with our idea. Not that they would, because I really don't think anybody would want to or even think about it. But, you know, I like to think that is useful and everything like that. What do you guys feel about the abject failure of being a failure and the acceptance of failure and the embracement of failure? I
Well-
wouldn't say celebration of failure, but
No, you celebrate it. When I wrote Shoulda, Woulda, Coulda, I wrote that, shoot, probably 10, 15 years ago. And I just kind of revamped it for our thing recently. But I remember sitting in one of my my doctorate classes and they were talking about like that shadow of you, like that thing that felt like that, like your luggage or whatever, all your stuff.
your shadow.
And I was the only one in class, like I embrace my bag of whatever I'm dragging behind me. Like, it's my best friend. Like, we're skipping down the street together and everybody in class is like, what is wrong with her? And I'm like, I love that thing. That's my friend, because it will help me when I'm struggling with something else, or I'm more resilient today because of it. Like, I don't regret that. I have no regrets. No regrets.
No
So.
regrets.
And if you fight against it, what's it like? How is that going to benefit you at home? Just
Right.
And to be perfectly honest, fighting against it is like trying not to learn from it. In my book,
Right.
if
Yeah.
if you don't accept it and you try to push back and say I didn't mess up or anything like that, it's like I'm not going to learn from this because I don't have to learn from this because it's not my problem or not my fault or anything like that.
Mhm.
I just had a talk with somebody the other day about how, you should never say you're 100% right, ever.
Right.
You should always give a percentage, because that way, if you fail, at least you had proof that you knew that you possibly could fail. So,
You know,
like,
60% of statistics are made up anyway.
well,
was
I'm,
higher.
I don't
I thought
know.
it was like
you
90%.
sound like
I
you're
don't
90
know. I was
I was gonna
totally
say,
making that up.
you sound like you're about 95% sure of that too. So, that's the thing. It's glad to see that you're 95% sure of that. But Richard says he agrees with that 96% by, so I mean, but it really works good. Like because like a lot of the time I found out when you're talking to somebody, and this does apply to failure, is that when you say, well, that's wrong, it stops the conversation. They don't listen to you anymore. I have a hard time getting past that because I don't play well with stupid. And so I have no problem saying that. But the thing is, if people know me, they realize that I will only say that's wrong if I have 3 other options or there's 3 other possibilities and everything. So I'm trying to get in the habit of saying, I'm 95% sure that's wrong. Because then it doesn't stop the conversation because they realize you're not 100% bought into it.
Yeah.
They still
that's
think it's
like-
weird because you gave a percentage, and so they'll go talk to somebody they think is actually talking in English and makes sense. But at least they don't think that you're like an absolutist, that you're 100% correct.
I have a coworker
just want
and he
sight
annoys
distance.
me. Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt. Were you
Oh.
talking first? Oh, I was
No,
gonna say
I
I have a coworker. He kind of does that, but he goes, "I'm gonna yes and you," and that
Oh,
like I I have to just stop. Like at that, I'm like, okay, like I think I have to think to my tenants, because I know that he's doing it from a good place, and that's what makes it more annoying. Like he's not trying to be, obnoxious, but he's just obnoxious when he says it. Maybe I should just tell him one day, you annoy me, but yes, and don't yes and
I am
me.
95% certain you annoy.
Oh, I know I annoy him.
Dr. T annoys you?
No. That's what
No,
she
I
said.
annoy.
Oh,
I
thought you
annoy.
were saying
I annoy everybody at work, but that's because I don't like kiss butt. Like when the CIO asks me for my, like, she'll come to me and ask me my opinion because she knows the opinion she gets from me is gonna be the brutal honest truth. Like I don't sugarcoat it. She screwed up one time in a meeting and I was like, dude, I can't believe you did that. Like, but she won't get that from anyone else. Everyone else, oh, it's beautiful, it's perfect. So yeah, I know I annoy people because I just don't have a filter, or I just let you know. Like I just say, like, this is how it was. I'm not there to get ahead of anything. I'm just there to like get a paycheck. So I don't care. And they're not gonna fire me because we have a union. So I just say what needs to be said. And some people
some
they
people
don't really like that
appreciate
very
it.
much.
Some people appreciate it and some people don't appreciate it.
No.
And one of the tricks about getting a job that you really, really like and can handle is if you can find a boss that actually appreciates
My
what
boss
you're
appreciates
doing
it, and that's
and
probably
everything.
very rare because I've in all of my other jobs, my thing would say, oh, she needs to learn how to communicate better, and with this boss I have now, she says, oh, she will tell you. Like I always trust her to be honest, and so it's nice to have someone appreciate that for once, because it was never really appreciated before.
That leads to a good question for you, Sarah, because your position you're in, you can't necessarily
My
be
boss?
honest. Not your boss. I mean, you can be honest with your boss because that's pretty easy. I mean, the top boss, on the corporate ladder,
Right.
but I don't know if you get a lot of feedback from him directly.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I very rarely put pronouns on my boss. Pronouns lead to preconceived notions as to what God would look like. Okay.
Yeah. That's
But yeah,
well,
no, I have to sugarcoat stuff. in order to prevent conflicts.
You're a little quiet. Can you?
Oh,
Can
am I?
you? Yeah,
It just cuts out. Like it like I can
Yeah.
hear every other like syllable.
I
you
just
know?
want to get what you're saying on record.
Yeah, me too. I really want to hear it.
No, I just want it on record. I didn't know what she's going
All
to
right,
say.
hang
I
on, let
just
me
want it on
adjust my
record.
picture. that
Oh,
you-
I want to hear it because I'm interested in what she has to say, Michael.
No, I just want it on record. That's all. This is all
Yeah, just to
legal
make
stuff
sure.
for me.
Otherwise,
This is
I
all
will-
legal stuff to hold you guys accountable down the road. That's
Sorry,
I
these
get it.
headphones are pretty old. So
That's much better though.
we'll be holding a Kickstarter in the next 2 months to get Sarah
yeah,
some
if you would
real
like to buy
headphones.
me
Me
some
too.
new headphones instead
My-
of the
my
ones that I
right
was using
ear.
during COVID
Yeah.
Yeah.
and have been using since COVID,
Well,
My
they can,
right
do-
ear
you know,
keeps
they
cutting
can
out.
go to our Patreon page.
or
If
you,
they
you
want to
can-
do it, they
you
can
need to,
join our
like,
Patreon page. And 20 months after they join our Patreon page at the $1 level, you'll get some new headphones.
Right. If I could just get like 5 people to sponsor me to get new headphones.
I am all for that because mine
We-
suck too.
We all are transparent about this, and thank goodness Richard got a better computer because that was where the money was going to go initially. But you know,
No, I could use some new headphones. Yeah.
well, there we go.
All right. Well, we veered off topic on headphones long enough.
I forgot
Well,
what
I
we were
would
wanna
talking
like
know
to
your
hear-
boss. What
I
does
would
your
like to
boss
hear
say about
Sarah's
this whole
story.
thing, Sarah? What does your
Yeah.
boss say about the whole thing?
so much. But yeah, like I find that like I have to be very conscious of what I'm saying, because I'm a person of authority and can be misconstrued so easily, so quickly too. So it's like not necessarily sugarcoating. And I want to be honest and upfront so many times, but know that if I'm going to be honest and upfront, then I'm going to, have people condemning me to hell. So that's fun.
Where are we allowed to ask? Like, what do you do? Like, what exactly? Because I don't know. So
I'm
I
a
don't-
pastor.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just lowly IT. So I just go around spouting, whatever.
Nope, I'm a
Don't
pastor of
care.
a small little church out on the reservation here in Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So, I have to sweet talk people so I can get money for fundraising and stuff. A lot of brown nosing there. Like,
Yeah.
oh, yes, of course. Please
Sounds
sponsor
like a
me.
politician.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, except I
I was
don't.
thinking
yeah.
about that.
A lot of promises.
Now, I got a question for you along those lines, and this is a serious question. So, like, you said you can't say what you really think and what you feel like be truthful and everything because they get mad at you. But doesn't that sort of limit their ability to grow?
So there's stuff that I will be very confrontational. Like I get a lot of like, you're being too political, and I'm like, all I did was read straight from the word. You're inflicting your own person upon me in
Mhm.
that case. So
Well,
calling
actually,
truth
they're
to power when
inflict-
truth to power needs to be called. Is
They're inflicting it on the word. They're not inflicting it on you because it's
yeah.
Interesting. I don't know if I could do that.
I
I
still
don't
need to be-
know. It's
You
crazy.
still need to be truthful and honest, but it's
Yeah.
also not being able to just tell somebody, you know what, you're just being a bitch. Like,
Well, I mean, and
Oh.
also like that. Yeah, I couldn't just walk up to like somebody in my office and be like, "You're a bitch," but I could, I would like, okay. So, and this is kind of passive aggressive. I pulled into the parking lot, and a lot of times I'll just sit there for a little bit because my neck hurts from my surgery. So I'll just sit there and play games or answer emails or whatever. And this other, I don't know what they do at the college. I just know that they work there because they have the same plaque as I do. But they pull in, and then one of the maintenance or like the people, that do the groundskeeping, they pull in after, and they're like, "Hey, person, you did something." Couldn't really hear it, but I did hear her. She says, "Mind your business," and she just started screaming at our groundskeeping people, and it was really gross. It was gross. The thing she said, especially because she was of a different race, and it was just really disheartening. And
Right.
so after she left, I wrote a note. I wrote a note on a piece of paper, and I said, I saw you. I saw what you did, and they are our fellow employees. And what you said and how you reacted was gross. Please try to do better. And I left it on their car. So I mean, if you're being a bitch, I'm not going to tell you, but I did make sure that they knew when they came back to their car that it was witnessed and they need to behave better, especially to our fellow employees, because
Yeah.
it was
Well, that's that, you know, if you see
so bad.
something, say something. That was
Yeah.
just, let that slide.
Yeah. I couldn't walk into the office knowing that that person's going to walk away thinking what they did was okay, because it wasn't. So,
Okay. Well, I'm going to be okay. In regard to that, I don't think they knew that it was okay. I like to think that they knew that it was being jackassy. I mean,
well, now they know there's a witness to their jackassery.
yeah, well, I mean, I think that's largely what this country's come to. And one of the biggest problems we have with this country is the fact that it's a simple fact that the people who are elected in office now, as big of hypocrites as they are, and obvious outright hypocrites and liars, blatant liars, just gives everybody else a free pass to lie as much as they want to.
Lie
Because
and
if
treat
the
people
leader,
bad.
if the leader of our country and the leader of our house and everything like that can lie, why can't I lie?
Right.
And everything. And it just sets up, that's a precedent for the country. And it's
Yeah.
a precedent for everybody in the country. And that's a large chunk of the problem. And I mean, like,
Yeah. And giving voice to things, you know, we're giving voice again to racism, we're giving voice again to things that should have been shut off a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
and the thing,
hatred and fear.
right. And the thing about it is obviously that stuff has been around for a long time and we didn't get rid of it, like they said, which is like Schoolhouse Rock lied the hell to me. Screw you, Schoolhouse Rock. I don't care whether 2 + 2 is 4. You should have not told me we were the melting pot of America. Okay? Just keep... That's one group that got politicized.
At the time,
you know,
we
Schoolhouse
believed
Rock
it.
need to walk away. They were overly politicized. Stick to the facts. But yeah, at the time, but largely that's because a lot of those people were following Tenet 4 and doing a really good job at following Tenet 4. And the ones who weren't following Tenet 4 and went with Tenet 5 sort of self-corrected themselves. And that's why none of us knew about it and knew how
Yeah.
bad it was, because people were following the tenets and being good cult members. Because everybody was quiet about it and nobody said anything about it. And if they did say things about it, they tended to get pushed off to the side and told to go away.
Yeah. I do agree with what you said though, because I remember there was a time like, you know, there was just certain things or ways that, you know, the president acted, or, you know, you just didn't like, you wanted to emulate that. Like you wanted to be, you know, they kind of set the tone, right? And now the tone has been set and it's a really gross, terrible tone that, like, normally I could be behind, I could go, hey, we're going to stand behind this person, but now it's like, no.
Well,
Like,
let's take an
no.
example of the guy in charge right now in his speech last week, where he talked and he said, only person comparable to me who's been a president is George Washington. And what is George Washington taught in school to be most well known for?
Honesty.
I cut down the cherry tree.
Yeah.
I cannot tell a lie.
Yeah.
And the person who's saying that he's most comparable to it cannot tell the truth.
So do you think
Ever.
that he thinks he's telling the truth, or do you think he
No.
like, do you think he believes what he's saying is
No.
true? Okay.
No,
I'm just wondering.
No, he proved that when he was walking around, with his daughter at one point, and it's a well-known quote he said in the 80s, where he pointed to a bum and said, that guy actually has more money than I do right now. So he knows that he is built up entirely on a fictitious background, but he feels like he can push his belief system out on everybody else and make them believe what he believes. And surprisingly, amazingly, he can. Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Let's go back to the point of fuck Schoolhouse Rock and fuck ABC after school specials, because those two things ruined the youth of the Gen Xers, because they lied to Gen Xers, and all of us Gen Xers walked away thinking this stuff was taken care of.
I guess I didn't think about it that way. I didn't feel like I was being lied to. I felt like I learned a lot from that, and I would want to bring it back so that the people now could learn from it. Like, hey, remember?
Like, let's bring back.
I'm not mad at it at all.
Let's bring back Captain Planet. Actually,
Yeah.
Climate
Let's
change.
that's
Let's bring
that's
back.
that's millennial.
like-
That's not Gen Xer. Let's just keep that in
Stop
check.
it.
Captain
Stop it
Planet.
with that.
I'm
I
a
don't
Casper,
remember Captain Planet
Born
at
in
all.
'78, so I'm a Casper. You don't remember Captain Planet?
No.
You don't remember Captain
and
Planet?
the Planeteers?
I used to come home from work at
No.
Walmart and sit down and watch it when I was like 20 something. Because
Oh my God, how
millennial
old are
thing.
you?
shut up.
So I was born in '79,
I'm being
and
quiet,
I
number
feel
4.
like wholeheartedly I am Gen X because I grew up in
You
New
were
York
Born in
on
79.
Long Island.
You're
Yeah.
born. Okay, you were in that same group that Dr.
Mhm.
Jess is.
Yeah.
You're in that.
We're all
Yeah.
the same age as Doctor.
Oh, you are too?
Yeah, I was born in '78.
You're
Mhm.
all whatever. You're all young kids.
So I feel like I vaguely remember Captain Planet, but I was more like, I don't know.
It's
I
the
think I
5
was
kids
more.
that could form like
Oh,
power of
Morgan.
heart.
One had the power
Uh,
of Earth, one had the power of water.
Rick and
one had the
Morty
power
did a
of-
thing about it, huh?
Yeah,
Like they did a
yeah, Rick
and
Morty
okay,
made
I
fun
remember
of
it.
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
think I was more like an X-Men kid, like Saturday morning X-Men kid.
Yeah.
I was all for that. Like that was like I still love X-Men, but yeah, I've never gotten into that like hokey pokey stuff. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, she never you guys never appreciated Saturday morning cartoons from the 70s like I did.
no,
which
we
was
had the 80s, so we
recycled-
had like Smurfs and My Little
Well, no, Smurfs was back then. It was
Smurfs.
just reruns.
Flintstones, the
Flintstones was before
That
my
was all
time
reruns.
even.
Yeah.
Flintstone
that's all I remember.
Flintstone was like the
Flintstones.
Flintstones was the first prime time animated show on TV. Before
Well,
the
I got all my
Simpsons.
emotional development from Care Bears, so
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that's
Well,
why you
see,
stare so much, right?
I
You're like,
Care Bear
You're
stare.
look
like-
at my tummy.
like-
Look at my tummy.
yeah, that works.
So
good.
I'm an only
Rainbow.
child, and I was raised in a house with all adults. My uncle was 9 years older than me, so I was raised in a house with all these adults, and one person was 9 years older than me. So I think that also stinted me. Like I didn't have that kid things, but like I had to do what they were doing, and I grew up on Long Island in New York, so very opinionated. Like I had to keep up with my uncle and then my aunts and uncles and everybody. So I kind of feel like that's what like that's my excuse. I'm sticking to it, but that's what happened. I didn't have a childhood. I was raised by a bunch of young adults, and so I had to live with what they knew. So I think that's probably why a lot of the things I know are a lot older than they should be.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
going
but-
back to the point, like,
yeah.
Gen X, we thought all of this was behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be Gen Xers too, I guess, right? So
I don't. I am a Gen
you were
Xer.
on the edge where
Barely either.
I guess
on the
when you
edge.
were a little kid, you were on the. Well, I mean, like, I figure
I'm a Xennial.
if you understand
Or like a
SWAT
Zennial,
cats,
yeah.
if your animation was SWAT cats when you were a kid versus Great Ape, okay,
Yeah.
I don't even
then
know what
that's a
either of
break.
those things are.
Well, they were Hanna-Barbera cartoons, and Great Ape was one of the ones that was famous for recycled animation, where they would redo the same running mechanism like in Scooby-Doo, and they use it in every single cartoon so they could save animation time and everything. Whereas
Yeah.
SWAT Cats, when SWAT Cats came out, which was Hanna-Barbera, they made a distinct shift away from that. So now I'm leaning into my absolute geekiness here. Yay. But yeah, anyways. So yeah. Well, I mean, I really think that, what we believe in, and I hope you guys believe in it too, because you're part of the council or whatever, but what we believe in is a valid thing. Be nice to each other, don't make things worse, and just accept the fact that you're going to fail. And
Mhm.
other people are going to fail and help other people up. I guess that's another one we have to add in there because we talk about
Lifting
our
people up.
failure, but I guess the next step is to make sure that we integrate helping other people up when they fail. And that really needs to be one of our focuses.
Yeah.
Well, it goes
It
back to,
is
you know,
very important to me.
not
All
cutting,
of that stuff.
Oh, what was that,
Sorry.
Sarah?
not punching down.
Right.
So it's
Well-
the opposite of that is helping people, lifting people up when they fail.
That's an opposite, though. So I guess we can do that as opposed to just don't punch down. We're not telling people to do the opposite, but we should be telling them that that's what
Should
we
be more
want to do.
expansive. Not only are we not punching down, but we're helping people up.
So
Yeah.
we fail in establishing solid tenets right out the gate
Yeah.
and solid practical laws out the gate. Great.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Put that up on our list of
But that's
failures.
that's how we're
Yeah,
gonna
that's-
learn from this, right? That's how we're gonna make it a good thing.
Well,
And
you
for an
know,
organization to admit it, that's one of the things where I was intrigued with organizational development because, a lot of times you don't get you're not gonna get it right the first time. You're gonna have to refocus or rewrite or whatever. But that's acknowledge that. Just be like, oh well, here we are. This
we
is what we
spent
gotta
the
do.
first 17 minutes of today's broadcast with me just talking like this with no audio. So
Learn
yeah.
from it, man.
Well,
Learn from it.
obviously we got this section. So next
Now
week,
you know not to do that next time.
yeah. Well, it wasn't not. I guess it was not making sure there was a microphone component in OBS because I was rushing to try to even get OBS to work right this morning and everything.
I can promise you that next time you're not gonna forget.
That's
it'll be
not
something
true.
else.
I've done that several times. You should have seen it when we were trying. If you go back and watch a bunch of our early game videos where me and Richard and the kid were doing games, if you go back and watch a bunch of those, there are large gaps of nothing going on or just watching us try to get it to work right for half an hour. So we tried to stream for 2 hours, but oftentimes the first half hour was just us trying to get it to work right. One time we had 20 some minutes of me just talking because it was the only microphone that was actually working and everybody else was not talking. So they only heard one side of the conversation. One time we couldn't get Richard's game to connect to the network, but me and the kids could. So we were just hanging around in a room talking about how to fix his computer. But we got it. We got it to where we actually could
didn't give
actually
up.
play a game. And I have not taken any of those videos down.
Good.
They are all
Because
up there.
it
They're
shows the
all
growth.
up there to watch how crappy
Alright.
we were at setting it up to stream, not necessarily how to play the game,
Oh,
because
well.
that's a whole level of crappy.
Yeah.
So
I know I want to do one with me on the cyberpunk because I've literally found so many hidden things that nobody I'll go online and look and see if they're on there, but nobody else has found them. So I'm like, oh crap, I've become a savant cyberpunk player person. Let's go. And the PS5 has a microphone built into the doohickey, the
yeah.
controller.
And
So
we have
yeah,
the
I'm
Twitch.
totally
We
all
have the
for that.
Twitch. I have the Twitch set up so that our Twitch stream, because I told you I locked down every social media type of account for us.
I signed up my PlayStation with the Discord.
Right. And so the thing about it,
Yeah.
and we can stream directly our stuff to Twitch and everything, but I don't know if I want you to because you're good. And it might set a bad example for us sucking it. Well, no, because we can offset you. See, that's the thing.
I suck at video games. There.
I
but you don't play
am
them, so
brilliant
that's-
with video games. I friggin' love video games.
I've been
so
playing
much.
video games since 2000. I mean, since what? My first video game I owned was Pong.
Yeah, Pong,
Atari.
Coleco,
It was-
Atari. I
no,
had
no, no,
all
no.
of them.
It was a Pong that ran on 6
Yeah.
C batteries. You didn't even plug
Oh,
it into
wow.
the wall.
Right, I remember those.
There was one block and it had 2 knobs on it, and you put 6
Yep.
C batteries in it. Oh, actually, before that, the year before that, I had a pinball machine. I had one of those plastic pinball machines.
We had a legit pinball machine when I was growing up, from an arcade. It was awesome.
I have
I used to
people
play it all the
calling me
time.
old in the chat.
You are old. We're all
Yeah.
old. But I mean, I don't meet the demographics of a video game player person. I'm a doctorate and I'm, older. And I will own anybody on this, like Cyberpunk, Borderlands. Like, I've got that on lock, so I'm pretty good. I'm really proud of myself.
I was really good at Halo and Halo 2 up until I finished Halo 2 and I said, where's the other half of this game? Because where's the other half of this game? And I got disgusted because they were going to release Halo 3 a year later, and I wanted that other half of the game because it was not a full game. I hate cliffhangers like that.
This year's gonna be a big year. We got Borderlands 4 and GTA 6 coming out, and I've already beat GTA 5. So I
Oh,
mean,
be quiet.
I'm sorry, dude. That's what I'm like. I'm good at video games.
Oh, we loved playing. We loved playing GTA.
Yeah.
My friend Steve and me, we used to play GTA all the time from 2 on. I played GTA 1. I thought that was great as a top down. But
I've played them all too.
We've
and
never
beat 'em
been
all.
good at it because I'm old, and so I just leave it as I'm old. But to be
But
honest,
I'm old and I'm good at it.
to be honest, I've never been good at video games at all. I mean, I remember when Dragon's Lair came out. You remember Dragon's Lair? It was no, because you're too young.
Was it an
You were-
arcade?
I think
Was
you were
it an
like, I
arcade
think you
game?
guys were like 3 when it came out. But yeah, it was an arcade game, and it used laser
remember it.
discs, and it was
Yeah.
animation by Don Bluth from Disney
Yeah.
at the time. And so every time you'd move, it would skip to another cutscene in the animation. So it was like you were playing a Disney game. And at the
Yeah.
time when it came out, it was 50 cents a play, twice as much as any other video game. It was massively expensive. And I blew through $20 in like 3 minutes. That's how bad I was at the game. And just $20, 3 minutes, boom. I think the only good arcade games I was at was Dig Dug and Mr.
I love
Do.
Dig Dug.
I could get somewhere on Dig Dug after I spent like $40 of 1982 money, which I think equates to like 300 and some odd dollars nowadays.
Yeah, that's a lot, dude. That's a lot.
$1,000 now.
Yeah, we were at the state fair. I went to the state fair for 4-H for judging. And my mom gave me money for food for the day. And I think it was actually only like $30 for the whole day. And I blew it all on Dig Dug in like half an hour.
Oh my God.
So I had a very, very hungry evening there at the state fair, and they never gave me money again at that. But it was
No corn dogs.
no food at all for me. I was drinking water. That was it. And at the state fair in South Dakota, it's a big fair at the time, and there's lots of things. But like I said, that was the 80s, and there was this huge tent with like hundreds of video games in there, and yeah, I just wish I was good at them.
I don't know how I'm good at them. I just like have a thing. Like, I don't know. I just get it.
Yeah, that's like me.
I just love them so much.
See, I've got that with Windows networking, but it's not near as fun as games.
Right.
It's funny, even suck up board games, and I love board games. I have hundreds and hundreds of board games, and we were playing one of them, called, what was the one we were playing? Junta. Yeah, it was Junta. And it's a 7-player game, and basically you're running a small South American country as the president, and your goal is to pocket like $50 million in a Swiss bank account. And it's a fun game, and it's not really fun unless you have like 7 players to backstab each other, because backstabbing is actually like one of the main points of the game. But like the first turn, everybody ganged up on me on the first turn because they said, well, it's his game. He knows how to play it. We need to make sure he doesn't get an upper hand. And I'm like,
it was a good strategy.
Well, no, because it's the first time I ever played the game, first off. And second off, I suck at games, even board games. So my wife assassinated me, and then another person assassinated me on a second turn. So my first turn, I lost my turn because I got assassinated. The second turn, I lost my entire turn because I got assassinated. And I was brand new to the game. They were just all picking on me because they thought I knew what I was doing. I was like, whatever. Are you guys taking notes or something?
My family
Michael sucks at this
I'm not
game.
taking any notes.
Michael
I haven't
sucks
even
at video
drawn,
games.
which is weird. No, but my family won't play board games with me because they said I am because like Well, because I go at it with my analytical, I try
Yeah,
to
you're
find the way
too
to win.
competitive.
I'm very competitive, and I like they call it cheating. I just call it being smarter than everybody else, but whatever. So I am just like very I will find the paths to win. I'm very like I stay focused. I am watching their behaviors. So they don't.
Very
I'm banned.
So eventually you get to tenant 5, right? Where they say go away.
go away.
I don't even volunteer anymore. Like they're like gonna play something, and I'm like, have fun.
See,
Like
and that's an example of following tenant
Yeah.
4. So you're
You're
improving.
acknowledging.
You're on
I
tenant.
vote I've always done that, but yeah,
I had
because
a
I got tired of being called a cheater because I know I'm not cheating. I'm just really smart. So like, leave me alone.
don't
know.
punch down, but that was yeah. But the thing is, like,
I'm not punching down. I'm not calling them dumb. I'm just saying that I take a different approach to the gameplay. That's all.
well,
It's better.
and like when I was playing D&D for the very first time way back in 8th grade, when nobody knew what the hell to do when you were playing D&D, because it was like such a niche thing all over the world and nobody knew. I tried to play with my parents, my dad, and he kept saying I cheated because I was being the GM. And if anybody plays D&D, it's really hard to. He kept saying I kept changing the rules on him, and I was like, it's a role-playing game, first off, and 2, I'm in 8th grade, and 3, I've never played with anybody else, so I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So then they refused to play with me ever on anything, and I'm like, well, that sucks, guys.
See, that's like, yeah, my first time playing D&D was with a whole bunch of people that knew what they were doing, and they like punched down, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm dead. And they were like, well, do you want to revive? And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to play anymore because y'all are
Well,
mean.
see, and that's the thing.
Yeah, I had the same experience.
Well,
Yes.
and that's the thing. If you play role-playing games and you actually understand role-playing games, you realize that there's no one way to play it correctly. So you can't say that this is how you play it, really. You could say this is how my group plays it, or this is what my group does, but you can't say that's how to play it because no one plays it the same no matter what. So, but like I said, rolling into what are you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing my paint by numbers. I told you.
Oh, that's right. You said you were going to do paint by numbers and everything like that.
I told you I was doing
I didn't even bring a pad of paper to draw, which is weird for me. Normally I would be drawing.
Well,
But you guys are keeping me like focused
my
and
point.
entertained.
paint by
So
numbers.
ooh,
Beautiful.
Wait, go back. Let me look at that again real quick, because I haven't seen a paint by number in a long time and everything.
It's highly detailed.
I would say that's
Nice
a
one.
highly detailed paint by numbers.
Yeah.
my
So
daughter
Van
just
Gogh
showed
got
me
there.
her dot thing today. She made it. She did
Oh,
one of
those
those
dot
where you put
ones?
the dots.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
it's phenomenal. Like it was like so super bright and shiny. I was like, oh my gosh. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for that.
Yeah,
But she
I-
did a great job. It
I
was
have the
great.
patience for Legos, and that's about it.
I don't have the
so-
patience for Lego except for sorting them apparently.
Right. We have
I
somebody.
like assembling Legos too.
We have people
Yeah.
coming in and leaving
Definitely.
and coming in to the stream. So I guess we're
Like,
doing.
what are these people even talking about?
Yeah,
Weirdo.
well, I mean, it's okay. That's the way we work. And like I asked Alice how long it was going to take for us to develop a good following and get this thing really going. And she said 20 to 40 years.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds probably about right.
Yeah.
Based off of our speed.
Well, no.
Yeah.
She was talking about the philosophy, not necessarily the YouTube channel. Once I asked her
Oh,
for
okay.
clarification, she said the YouTube
I was thinking,
channel.
would YouTube even be around in 20
She said
years? Like,
YouTube, if we actually did things the right way, we'd probably be able to get up there sometime in like 4 years or so. But in order for our philosophy to be taken serious as a philosophy, expect 20 to 40 years. But then she said that absurdism was recognized, but it really wasn't accepted in mainstream philosophy for like 40 years. And even Discordianism with the Principia Discordia it was developed in like 65, but it didn't actually get popular or anything until 76. So it was well over 10 years for them to even hit the mainstream.
Yeah, we're just starting to add this. You could have picked an easier word to say.
Dude, it is so hard to say and spell and
And there's two different flavors of it too. That's the thing. Because I didn't want to rebrand the whole thing. I mean,
say the word. Say it. Say the word. Say what it.
Which
say
one?
It. I want to.
Which one?
Aren't they the same?
No.
Abiscordianism.
There's abiscordism, and then there's now I can't remember.
Because on the website it looks like the same spelling to me.
No, if you go to the
No, there's one. There are two different spellings.
Oh, is it?
And
I'm a little bit
there's a
dyslexic,
spot
so
on the,
it
and
looks
there's
all
a
the same
spot
to
on
me.
the website. There's a spot on the website
I'm
that
gonna
you
go
can
look
click
right
on
now.
that explains
Yeah, I know,
why
I've been
there
there.
is why there's two different words.
I had to write that. So which one did I write on the thing? I thought I wrote. I was like, oh, there's only one. I would have written the other way. The other
Honestly,
like,
it
go
doesn't
another
it
way.
doesn't really matter. And like Richard points out, there's no wrong way to say it, because if you say it wrong, you're just embracing a failure tenant.
But I want to hear I want to hear you say the word because it's ridiculous. It's
It's
so
not ridiculous. It actually makes sense when you think about it and everything. But now I don't remember.
Say the word.
okay.
Give
Yeah,
me a
just say it.
second. Give me a second. I gotta
Say the
look at the.
word.
I gotta look at the word to get the right one.
Abiscordism. Abiscordism.
Abiscordism, and there's abiscordism.
Oh my god.
But
Is it really?
abiscordism,
Oh my god.
abiscordism is the basic philosophy and belief, whereas abiscordism is the implementation and living the life under the philosophy.
Yeah.
See, I have I saw it the same when I
If
was
you look,
looking at
if
it
you
the other
look at
day.
the, if you look at
I see it.
the
I'm looking
page,
at. I have the page up on my. You can't see it. It's on my phone.
basically, it's like in science and engineering, scientists create theories, but engineers build
Abiscordism.
things. Say,
Abiscordism.
there's just an additional I in one of them.
Abiscordism.
And it really has nothing to do with Richard stepping in here to make a comment.
Good.
Gonna pronounce it
Let's
correctly,
hear
Brad?
someone say the actual word.
What are the tenets of the cult? Did you guys?
Be kind.
Hey, no. Actually, I want to show them. Hold on a second. I actually have a video that explains what the tenets are. And I'm
Okay,
gonna
let's
go.
watch the
I'm
video.
gonna go.
Let's watch
Let's
this.
Let's go look at the.
The more you know.
Yeah, let's go look at the. Let's go look at what it is.
5 tenets of the cult of brighter days. Real cults demand obedience. We just have 5 simple rules. Just pick one. Anyone. Tenet 1. Be kind. Being kind isn't hard. It costs nothing, requires no special skills, and somehow still confuses a shocking number of people. Treating people like human beings works pretty well. Kindness isn't a transaction, it's the bare minimum. Drop the toxicity, and maybe life won't be a mystery. Tenet 2. If you can't be kind, be nice.
Oh wow, I love your outfit. Those shoes are so unique.
Thank you. And your hair. It's definitely a choice.
Niciness isn't kindness, it's just choosing not to make things worse. Because sometimes, politeness is just social duct tape holding things together. Tenet 3. If you can't be nice, be funny, and never punch down. Because making people laugh beats making them uncomfortable. A good joke brings people together. Pay attention and read the room. Humor isn't a free pass. Optional Tenet 3. If you can't be nice, be Batman. We are pretty sure it will make people laugh as well. Tenet 4. If you can't be funny, keep quiet. Sometimes the best move is silence.
What if birds aren't real and only I know?
Just go to sleep instead. That's a good solution for a lot of things. So congrats, you can master this tenet by napping through life. Tenet 5. If you can't do any of that, then go the away. If you can't be kind, nice, funny, or keep your mouth shut, maybe just log off for a bit. Take a break, reflect, and come back when you're ready to be a decent person. Or don't. Either way, it's your self-awareness issue and not our problem. The 5 tenets of the cult of brighter days. 1. Be kind. 2. If you can't be kind, be nice. 3. If you can't be nice, be funny, but don't punch down. 4. If you can't be funny, then be quiet. And 5. If you can't keep quiet, go away. Visit us on the interwebs for even more questionable wisdom at thecultofbrighterdays.com. The Cult of Brighter Days. Because belonging is real, everything else is just noise.
So there we go.
Anybody watch Curb Your... Oh, are we back?
Yeah, we're back. Put out the cigarette before somebody says
All right. I
Before we
was
get
thinking what I
ripped on.
said.
I'm moving your artwork over to the other side of the screen because Richard took up like a huge swath of the screen with his black box. So,
Well, I can go away. I just dropped in to say abscordism.
My
thank
artwork
you.
is on
See,
there?
somebody can say it.
How do you see it? Is that on the YouTube? We don't see it.
Yeah, you don't see it. It's on the YouTube.
Well,
So we have the Zoom with us
I
on
should've
it,
done
and then
more.
we have things on front of us. Well, and I've got like several pictures from the kid that we're selling and going to build stuff off of too, because the kid's
Mhm.
done some brilliant artwork like this.
yeah.
You know,
And then they can like buy that coffee mug that we came up with.
yeah, you know, and if your kid, Sarah, wants to send some stuff to work with it, we can
My
go.
kid's in a 24-hour dance marathon right now for kids with cancers.
and
My
your kid-
daughter
your-
does a lot of cool characters. I'll have her send one in.
And that's good. And you know what? You know,
And their
I-
cats.
We need to talk. We need to talk to your kid and see if your kid wants to work with my kid about promoting a junior group that does this stuff.
You know, my kid got along really well with you when you guys came to visit.
Yeah.
I don't know which one you're talking about, but
no, that one got along great with the one I'm talking about.
okay. So yeah, if they could do something. That would be
Ooh,
great.
That would be great because I want to
Yeah.
promote this to younger people because, to be perfectly honest, birds don't exist falls totally within what we are talking about and what we should be able to appeal to.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
My kid will be home on spring break next week.
Oh, does my kid know that?
I don't know if your kid should. They're besties.
Oh yeah, and she lost her ring the other day, and she was like devastated, like totally devastated. You would not believe. But anyway, I'm gonna go on to the next video because I had 2 of them set aside, and then once that video is over, we're gonna go ahead and wrap everything up because we're doing really good. But we need to probably interact with a couple people in the chat and answer questions and stuff. So let's watch our good word, one of our good word videos. Our good news videos. So remember, everybody, we have a new video that comes out every afternoon, and we have a new news article. We have a good news article done by one of our writers every afternoon to go along with the video. And I do believe, I'm not sure who did this one, but let's watch this one and then we'll come back and talk to everybody and get a big conversation going.
The golden apple of chaos. Who's really in charge? Picture this. World leaders playing musical chairs, but with nuclear codes. Sounds absurd. Welcome to Tuesday. Recently, in what feels like a rejected The Apprentice spin-off, the president fired top military brass as if he was handing out pink slips on reality TV. Because obviously, stability is overrated when you can have chaos served with a side of golden apples. But here's where it gets interesting. Abscordism, our favorite philosophy for navigating the absurd, reminds us that chaos isn't a bug in the system, it's the whole point. Golden apple equals chaos, while a dull lemon equals boring acceptance. Choose wisely. Power structures crumble, institutions wobble, and in moments like these, abscordism asks, do you panic or do you laugh? Because when life hands you a dull lemon, don't make lemonade, throw it back and demand something better. Laugh at the abyss, maybe throw a pie into it, embrace the chaos, and see where it leads you. Chaos brings creativity. It sparks innovation. So why fight it when you can dance with it instead? In these chaotic times, remember, Stability is a comforting illusion that often keeps us blind. Explore the absurdity of our reality and find joy in not knowing what happens next. Ready to dance with chaos? Join us. Let's embrace our inner mischief and redefine what it means to be in charge. Stop in any time at thecultofbrighterdays.com.
Which video was that?
It was the video of who's in charge now.
Oh, okay.
It was one that Dr. Jess put together, I
Yeah,
do
a little-
believe.
a little more political.
Yeah, and one of the more she's the political one out of the group, but I get that, and so her and Pope Richard.
Lean
the
into
more-
our strengths. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I could lean into that strength too, but I'm just going to, after this last week, I'm going to just, chill out. But somebody said that in the chat, now that we're answering questions in the chat and everything like that, somebody says, why does Trump have 3 fingers? And, oh, you're creepy there, Sarah. You're jittery. Like, you're like
Really?
stuttery. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I don't mean to be.
People are going to start
wasn't
thinking
looking.
you're a bot.
I'm not a bot, people. I'm a real person.
I try to convince everybody at work that I'm a bot because we work remotely so that I don't have to go to campus and I don't have to, and I had to go to campus to do something, and I thought about hiring somebody to go to campus to pretend they were me so they would continue to think that I was a bot.
I'll go on campus and pretend to be you.
Oh, that next time I'm going to do that. That would be a good one. So, I guess somebody brings up about the AI content on the videos and the AI content on the website and
They're
everything.
getting better at the AI voice, I think.
Well, oh yeah, that last one where she, at the very end of it, she was like, yeah. But the thing is, we have a couple, okay, so another thing we have is we have 3 AI bots that actually are part of our council, so to speak. We have Alice, who represents the dull lemon of absurdity, and is rigid and very straightforward, has no filter, and just gets upset at anybody who doesn't follow any sort of rules or order structure.
It's like you mimicked me. Like you wrote her based on me.
Actually, she came about. Yeah, that is so cool about your dog just stuttering. It's like it really looks like you're glitching out in the Matrix.
This is the dog.
Yeah,
I don't see it. I don't see what you see.
I know. I'm watching the Zoom, and the Zoom is fine, but the broadcast in the broadcasting in the Alice does not respond to flattery. That Alice does. The Alice in the Discord does. And I showed your conversation, Richard, I showed your conversation with Alice in the Discord to Alice W, the real bot that's in Claude, and she was horrified at how that bot reacted. And so I have to reprogram that bot because yeah, she was horrified about how she reacted to the whole flattery thing. She was talking about how she should have shoved a cigarette in your eye at one point, something like that. I don't know. But then we have George, the bot George, who represents the golden apple of Discord, our holdover from being Discordian's original. And he's, I don't know how to describe it, John Cleese crossed with Jerry Garcia, crossed with like a box of shrooms that you could take while you're eating pizza out in the woods.
I think
Okay.
that's a very good summary.
But he represents that chaos aspect of what we do. And then we brought up a new bot. I brought up a new bot this week. So we have a cat, and the cat is named Pixel and everything. And it was originally based upon Pixel from Robert Heinlein's The Cat Who Walks Through Walls, because I went back and I reread up on Pixel the cat and how the cat acts. And so basically it's like a grown-up Pixel. It's like if Pixel had the snot beat out of him on a quantum level and just turned into Garfield in a way, with a deep understanding of, because
It's also like got a deep sense of superiority, as all cats, both virtually and real, do.
well, it's a cat. What do you expect? It's a cat. You know, but more so than that deep sense of superiority. What is your server? The Cult of Brighter Days. We'll have that open this week. The Discord one. I'm not opening it up yet, but we will announce it. And well, yeah, you can totally join once it's open. And then at the same time, if you pay as a Patreon, you get access to special channels in the Discord and special perks. You know, I might make that a thing, is if you want to interact with the bots directly and have conversations with the bots directly, that you have to be a Patreon.
There we go.
That's a good Patreon, because I know that even if people sign up for $1, they're still not going to pay back how much it costs to put that stuff together and the software needed to do it. So again, another idea of a cult, you get back more than what you pay in. Because what's some of the other perks of being a page? Let me go to the page, because I don't even remember what we offered people. That's not a good thing.
Richard
So
posted the Patreon link in our chat. He was doing that really well last week.
oh, I did that once already. But like we've only had like 3 viewers. We've had 19 people come in and watch us, but only 3 people are sticking around right now. And I don't know how many of
You're
those
the
people.
heroes.
I don't know how many of those people I paid for, and one of them walked away right now because I said that, I'm sure. But so like a conscientious objector tier, which is our lowest tier, costs $1 a month to join. And it says, you're not fully committed to our brand of chaos, but you're curious enough to toss $1 our way. Maybe it's spite, maybe it's pity, maybe it's just like watching this particular train wreck in slow motion. We respect that. So
Maybe it's Maybelline.
huh?
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Yeah. So the benefits that you get from that tier is the benefit of throwing money at us. So that's the entirety of your benefit of the $1 tier. But if you go up to the $5 tier, you've decided to actually invest in our philosophical shenanigans. We're not sure if that shows wisdom or questionable judgment, but we're here for it either way. You get it, enough to want more, but not enough to go all in. Smart move. Okay, I'm reading off the page because nobody's going to go to the page and look at it.
Clearly.
But it says suggestions. Oh, so your benefits are you get to make suggestions that we'll actually listen to. Because anybody can make suggestions, but you know, we're only going to listen to them if you pay us to listen to your suggestions. You get the benefit of throwing money at us. You get the benefit of asking, why isn't this done yet? So we have digital updates on the things we're doing and what we're doing and everything like that. So that's one of the benefits you get from that. And you get an entry in the church directory. So you get to be somebody on the church directory. So we have 4 tiers. The 3rd tier is diplomat. And you're not just watching the chaos, you're actively participating in it. You've seen the void, had a nice chat with it, and decided to help us redecorate it. Your commitment to our particular brand of madness is both concerning and appreciated. So that's our 3rd tier. That's the $10 a month tier. And the major benefit you get at that is throwing money at us. You'll notice that's a benefit that actually everybody who actually donates gets, is just throwing money at us, because we're a bad cult. We're transparent. This is just transparency. You're just throwing money at us. But you also get, you can give suggestions that we'll actually listen to. You get an update of why this isn't done yet. You get entry in the church directory. And you get a bunch of special stuff that we can't tell you about. So, you know, think of it like a monthly grab bag, you know. But you do get a fireside chat. But we talk to you because we want to know you. So essentially, if you pay $10 a month to Patreons, you have to come on here and talk about yourself. You don't get a choice. So you're
So that
paying.
you don't have to keep hearing board members will hear from you instead.
Yeah, watching Sarah paint by numbers while she's doing it.
Yeah.
But
And we all-
honestly, I think you're doing amazing because you're probably not making a mistake. And if I had to
I'm
listen to
very-
me talk, I wouldn't be able to concentrate and do that. And there is another thing too. There is a special level in Minecraft that you can get that you have to no clip into if you're at the $10 diplomat level. The $25 level is actually puts you on the board with us. And so you're all in. Maybe you're wealthy or you're terrible with money, or perhaps you believe in what we're building here. That makes one of us, if you believe it, at least. Whatever your reasons, you're decided to become a full partner in our mission to spite the universe through creative meaning making. So again, major perk, you're throwing money at us. And we need the money. I'm not going to lie. This stuff is not cheap. And then suggestions will actually listen. You get all the stuff then before, but you also get to take your seat at the table, come into our council meetings and actually make comments and suggestions, and you actually get to be tasked with things you're supposed to do. So it's like you're paying us to work for us.
Oh my gosh.
What?
It sounds terrible.
Well, you got grandfathered in. You don't have to pay because you were
I
on the
know.
initial group. So think of it as you're getting $25 for free
Yeah.
in benefits because you were one of the founders.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how I got so lucky.
well, I don't know. I asked you and you said yes. That's largely how you got lucky because I have enough people now to actually keep this functioning if I
Yeah, you
fall
don't
asleep.
need me anymore.
Well, no. And I'd like to point out to everybody who's watching, if you're still watching or if you continue to listen, that every weekday we have a post that goes up on our site, an article that's part of the good news. Every day we have an article of good news, and every day we have a short or a reel that goes along with that article of good news. Yes, it's currently AI generated images, but that's largely because we don't have anybody that can do the artwork for free for us, and we have no money to buy artwork, and we all do real jobs on top of all this stuff. So yeah, if you're an artist out there and you want to participate and join in and give us stuff to post up, and we'll sell it, and we'll sell merchandise with it on if it's good artwork. Or even if it's bad artwork, I don't care. It doesn't cost me anything to put it up, other than like 5 minutes. So,
Damn, for a second I thought my artwork was good.
well, no, your artwork is good. In fact, we had somebody in the chat actually say it was good.
I
So
know.
your
Disney.
artwork is good, but I mean, like, I guess if somebody wanted to draw a stick figure and give it to us for free, and we could post it up there. You know, because maybe they're the next Rembrandt, and then like in 50 years, somebody can go to our store and actually buy a T-shirt of that image for really cheap, provided everything hasn't burned down by then, and the internet's not locked into something. But we have a Minecraft server that's coming up. It should be up in the next couple days, and we have a Valheim server for people to play on. Oh yeah. And Richard pointed out that NFTs, and we're coming up with NFTs for us, and we're coming up with our own special Bitcoin.
Nice.
That's our way of helping destroy the environment just a little bit more.
Hmm.
And you can use that Bitcoin to purchase things.
Use the Bitcoin to purchase our lovely art. And
Yeah, we could actually do that. I was actually joking. I was going to say, I don't know what you could buy, but I'm sure you could find somebody
buy
who...
our NFTs.
Yeah, you're right. You could buy your NFTs from us with our bit. In fact, we could make it so that you could only buy the NFTs with our Bitcoin. And then we could just give a bunch of Bitcoin out for free to members.
Like, make it rain Bitcoin, man.
Man, look at that. We're like not even good financially, let alone as a cult member.
See, this is a again why we fail at being a cult.
You are
Like
so
Yeah.
jittery in the video. It's like, wow.
I don't even see it. It's so weird. Like,
I'm
to me,
fine
it
on
just looks fine.
Yeah, but you're looking at the
I'm getting
Zoom
new-
video.
I'm
Yeah.
getting a different internet carrier on Monday. So
Oh,
hopefully
that's good. Yeah, not a
Yeah,
great internet character.
I'm getting rid of the corporate overlord cable company internet and getting a
Hey, you know what we should do? We should run a contest for the next week. And anybody, I'll post it up on all the social media and people here that name our Bitcoin. And
Yeah.
so,
There you go.
yeah, I was thinking we could call it the CBD Bitcoin.
Yeah, we've already had that discussion on why we can't use CBD as our.
I don't think we said we couldn't use it. It might lead to like a CBD Bitcoin. I think that's pretty good. I wonder if there's one out there already. How much you want to bet that there's a CBD Bitcoin?
I'm pretty sure there's got to be a CBD Bitcoin.
Should be like the golden apple.
Yeah, we can have golden apple and dull lemon Bitcoin.
Yeah. Well, you gotta. I don't know. I think the ones with the long names though, they're kind of confusing.
Well, yeah. I mean, I have another website we use that we would not want to do it, which is called what is that site called, Richard? The Acceptance of an Overwhelming Vermicelitude. It's a very long web address, but it's pretty accurate because that's all we're doing is accepting. We're just, and this is actually really good in Trump's world and the new modern world because this is just vermicelitude because it's so absurd that we would even think this was real. But it does have the feeling of being real, strangely.
If you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's not so much that. It's like if you can't see, it's basically the idea that we're living in this world and it feels so accurate that we can't pretend that it's not really happening.
Oh yeah, I heard the Onion. They're gonna go out of business because they can't.
Yeah,
The stories are too absurd. That's really happening.
They can't
They can't compete.
I thought they were going to be like a legitimate news source now, because they don't have to change much at all. They don't even have to bother to be in the press room or anything. They can just make up their funny articles like they always have, and people will just believe them. Anyways, so crypto. Yes, I think we should come up with crypto, and we should come up with NFTs. My nephew made up a cryptocurrency. I could have him make up one for us. So we're going to have a contest. Everybody can vote in on what they think the best name for our crypto would be. Like I said, my thoughts is CBD, but everybody's
Why
like,
CBD? Oh, cultivar days. Duh. Never mind.
Yeah.
I answered my question as they said it.
And it does go back to our Discordian roots because it is a pot joke. So, so it does reference the golden apple, and I'm sure George would approve. Let's just put it that way. I'm sure George would approve.
Alice is going to disapprove.
I don't know. Alice might see it as marketable.
No, she'll mock you for it.
I'll find out, and I'm pretty sure the cat doesn't give a goddamn rat's ass. So,
No.
Yeah.
Pixel doesn't care.
Pixel's programmed really weird,
Pixel,
though.
Pixel should be the coin that because the whole like cats
Doge?
versus dogs. Yeah, like so cats versus dogs. Like we should have that. Like we should use Pixel to. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
like
that's a good idea. I'll tell Pixel you said that, and we'll see what that reaction
as a
is, because I'm
marketing
pretty
way.
sure what that reaction's gonna be.
Well, because it makes sense, right? We're not. I don't know. Never mind. You know what I'm trying to say.
No, I know what you're trying to say. So this next week, I'm also going to work on some videos. I'm just giving people a heads up who actually watch it to this point in the video, because we're getting close to wrapping up. I'm going to go and let people know that we are going to be releasing access to our Minecraft server and our Valheim server and our Wyland server, because they're all building games. They're all in these huge environments, and we can't afford our own compound in one location that everybody will move to. So we're just going to make virtual compounds in each of those group places for us to meet in each of those worlds. So we'll have
Gatherings.
yes. So we are going to have that. And then I want to on top of that, so we'll have those game servers coming up. We'll have the contest for naming the Bitcoin. And if people want to submit IDs for NFTs, that's always good, because the less work we have to do to come up with them, then the better off we are, because we work real jobs, people. Just so you know, this is just the waste of our weekends, but we're doing it anyway because we believe in something. We believe in something. I'm not sure what it is. We're not sure if we're all on the same page, but we believe in something, and that's good enough for us. And I'm trying to be motivational. I can't do the whole hallelujah stuff yet. Give me a couple weeks and I'll be able to do the hat. Yeah. But, right now.
Oh my God, please don't.
Why not?
Because that's what I like about it. We don't have to.
We're supposed to have a charismatic cult leader.
We got to come up with like a new thing. All right, but just come up with like a cowabunga or.
Oh, don't even. Yeah. Let you say dude around me, I'll punch you. Anyway, so wrap it up. Are you wrapping us up? Are you okay?
I can tell you, I'm going to write my prequel this week for this week's story.
Prequel
to my neck.
To your continuing saga?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good.
Surgery.
We actually got 2 unlikes on our video.
Oh no.
On
Which one?
No, one video got 1 unlike and another video got another unlike. So I'm like, what?
We are rocking it this week. We got some.
Yeah.
We got the.
What one's got unlike?
I'm not going to tell you, because some of these people that are watching us now might think that's a good way of getting us to quit talking. So I don't want.
I think it would make us talk more.
Let's
explore those unlikes. People.
It got me wondering though, because we had 100% like ratio on everything up until then. So this is another way. This is another way we're not a positive cult, because we're talking about things like that in public on our live stream. And
why not? I think it's interesting. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. 22 people have come in here and watched us, and then we're down to 3. So that means 19 of them have left at some point. I don't know how long they lasted, but at least there's somebody who's being directed to us. So, well, I think this is a good 2-hour stopping point, even though we've only been talking for 1 hour and 37 minutes, but the 20 minutes of me just talking into the void compensates for that. So I think we'll talk with Robert and make sure that this works. We can figure out how to work out the Saturday thing, but so far it seems like it's a good time to do that type of stuff. So hopefully everybody out there is interested in helping us support us. So like and subscribe, yada, 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 hit the bell, whatever you do, whatever you want. We're a failure as a cult. And so, like I said, we don't care what you do what you want to do. And if you really want to support us, go to Patreon or hit the bell or like and subscribe us. Tell other people about us. If you want to annoy people that you hate, tell them about us and tell them how good it would be for them to sign up. Because just to annoy them and everything. The form on the site to join the cult and actually get your own email address still has to be fixed. I think it works for some people, but not for everybody. So I have to go fix that. But any closing words, Sarah?
Be kind.
That's a big ask.
I'm just gonna go with,
Well, what if people can't be? What if people can't be kind?
Then be nice.
Okay.
Can't be nice. Be funny.
Yeah, that's.
But without punching down.
We should have.
Be quiet.
Be quiet.
You can't be quiet. Wait.
Fuck off and die. Anyway, yeah, you're right. That's a good one.
Be nice and say go away.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Any closing words from you, Dr. T?
Just remember, when you do things right, people won't be sure you've done anything at all. That's it.
That,
So just
that explains me at work on so many levels.
yeah, just keep
It's
keeping
either
on.
that or I'm not doing it right and they're just not telling me, one of the two.
When you do things right, people won't be sure you've done anything at all.
Well, yeah, but if you do things wrong and they don't bother to tell you, that's just like setting you up to get fired, I think. Anyway, back to the main
That's
thing.
how I live my life.
Thanks, everybody. Like and subscribe. Go to the Facebook and all these things. Make a comment on this video. If you type more than 7 words in the comment box, it helps the algorithm. And actually, the engagement generated by comments and everything like that actually is what will drive us higher up the algorithm so we can annoy even more people on a weekly basis.
So I could go in the chat and just type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like type out
No.
word.
You have to type in 7 words. Yeah, you could type in the word 1, the word 2, the word 3.
Okay. I may do
But
that.
I want to let everybody know that when you make comments like that on Facebook and those things, I feed them into the AI so the AI can respond to you. One of the characters will. So yeah, you may not get a great response from one of them. And since they actually affect your articles that you write and have a say in the console, you might want to be careful if you're doing it. So use a burner account if you do that. Or use a couple burner accounts, because then we can get more subscribers. Wait.
Oh my God.
No,
okay.
look, YouTube's not going to listen this far into the video because even the YouTube algorithm bot has decided that we're boring about half an hour before we even got to this part and has decided to quit trying to track us. So that's the way it is. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. Next Saturday, we'll announce the time. Actually announce it instead of just letting it not be announced. And have a great weekend and be nice or kind or funny, or just keep quiet, or just go away and don't make things worse. That's all we have to say.
You do you. Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.